everyone. I am Katie Evans with the Living 48 Real Estate Team, Keller Williams Realty East Valley. I'm sure y'all know me. So hi and welcome back to another one of our fun little chats. We call this one the Share the Love chat that we have. And the reason we call it the Share the Love little segment is because this is me talking with some of my friends who are fellow entrepreneurs, fellow small business owners locally in the Arizona area, people that I've met through networking, people that I've had long-time relationships with, just all of my friends that I felt like had something of value to share with you. And so you can kind of see from what's going on behind me that I ran away for a couple days. And so I appreciate Micah here dealing with the fact that I'm not actually in the valley. I'm up somewhere else where it's a little nicer. So you all are getting the reflection of where I'm at. And hey, that's the wonderful thing about living in Arizona is we get all kinds of different beautiful scenery and beautiful things to look out. And so today I'm working from my one of my really good girlfriend's back patios. So Micah, thank you for joining me today. And I really appreciate you being here. So everyone, this is Micah Watkins. Micah is with Five Rings Financial, and he is a good buddy of mine. And so Micah and I are here today to talk just a little bit about protection. And in fact, Micah, I'm going to let you kind of go, along with this conversation with us here a little bit. But tell me, like, as we've been talking, there's a lot of stuff that we could talk about, and yet protection is the one that like means the most to you. It's the one that really resonates with you. So tell me a little bit about that. Tell me why protection is so important to you.
Thanks for having me and having this conversation. The protection, it's so important because so when we're building a house, right, you need to have a foundation. And to start that, your foundation is protection.
Yeah.
And when you have a solid foundation, then you can continue to grow the walls up from there. And if you don't have a good foundation, how are those walls going to be sturdy? So it starts with just a simple plan in place and protecting your assets that you currently have and moving forward into the future.
Yeah. So just to clear up any confusion that somebody might be like, okay, plan, protection, like, I don't understand what we're talking about here. Micah, tell everybody a little bit better about like what it is that you do. How can you help people make sure that they have that protection, make sure that they have that solid foundation? And of course, I think most people can guess from the name of your company, Five Rings Financial, that you're about helping people protect their financial assets and that kind of thing. So tell us exactly how you do that and what it is that you offer that people might be a little less confused, I guess.
Yeah, so the biggest form of protection is life insurance. And I know it's not sexy, and people don't like to talk about it. And they kind of want to put up a wall, and say, oh, I don't need that, But what people don't understand sometimes is how powerful life insurance is as a financial tool and how it can protect their assets they currently have and moving forward into their life, assets that they acquire. So the foundation that I spoke about before was just that. It's life insurance. And how do you protect your family, your loved ones, and even yourself?
Yeah, so when we were talking, Micah, this is sort of something that I've been hearing buzz about recently that I feel like I've never heard about maybe in the last 5-10 years or so. But all of a sudden I'm hearing about these insurance policies that have living benefits. Like I've always heard about death benefits. I've always heard about, make sure that your family has what they need when you're gone and you're not there to provide for them anymore. But all of a sudden we're talking about these plans with living benefits. So can you clarify, is this like a new product? Is this something, or has it been around for a while? Like what's the purpose? What does that do? And why is that important for us nowadays?
So when I meet people and and they say, "Oh, I have life insurance," I ask them, "Do you have the old kind or do you have the new kind?" And they look at me and they say, "Well, what's the new kind?" And I said, "Living benefits." It's living benefits have been around for about 20 years.
Okay.
And it is the new wave of insurance. It's a way to offer support and for people that go through negative life events, gives them access to benefits so that they can help maintain their current living environment, right? So living benefits, basically, if you have a negative life event, it can trigger a claim, and you can have access to a portion of your death benefit to, pay off medical bills, or, pay off, help pay the mortgage while you're dealing through recovery, through a major surgery. If you have a heart attack, stroke, or cancer, those are the big three that would trigger a claim. And now you have a little bit of peace of mind knowing that you have access to cash to help offset some of the debts that you would acquire through some of that.
Yeah, so you and I were talking about earlier off camera how, we all know people that are, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s even, that are too young to have those kind of problems happen in their lives. And then all of a sudden, single mom or the dad who's the sole, breadwinner of the family has a stroke or gets in a car accident or, is diagnosed with cancer all of a sudden, and their family is scrambling because they were too young to ever have something like this happen to them, and so they were not prepared for it. So I know you have stories. Do you have like just one quick short story that you could share with everybody just to sort of drive this point home?
Yeah, I just had this conversation with a gentleman just last week, and we were talking about how I really wish that I had started my adventure in this industry sooner, because had I done that, maybe by 6 months even, maybe we would have had a conversation 6 months prior. And the significance of that is that 6 months, it was a huge time for this gentleman's life. In 6 months, he went from being cancer-free to now having cancer. And he wasn't properly protected. He didn't have life insurance on himself. And we had this conversation, and for me, it's just, I wish we would have had that conversation 6 months ago. I posed the question to him, hindsight's 2020, would he still have decided to listen to the options, take life insurance seriously, not knowing that he was going to eventually be diagnosed with cancer? Those are the great questions that we have to ask ourselves. Like, do we want the protection? Do we want to be prepared for any of life's curveballs that it throws us? Or do we want to gamble? And I think that conversation, it spoke to me because we're all given a choice, and it's our choice to decide what we do with it, how we want to live our lives, and everything that we do. It's 100% your choice. But if you're not given the option, if you're not presented the information, and you're not educated about it, how will you ever know? And that's, for me, it spoke to me the most.
I love that. I find it humorous, and yet I love that you said this at the beginning of our conversation. Nobody wants to talk about this kind of stuff because it's absolutely not sexy, right? It's the last thing of sexy. But what it is there to do is to mitigate our risk. And like you just said, if we're not mitigating that risk, we're in essence gambling. And I'm not ever a big fan of gambling. There's too much risk involved in it for me. I'm just sort of a low risk sort of gal. But yeah, it may not be sexy, but neither is what happens when we don't have it. So it's one of those sort of foundational things. So that we need to look at, and taking care of ourselves and taking care of our families and leaving a legacy and building our own personal wealth. It's like you said, it's the foundation. So I super appreciate you taking the time to come on and just have this quick conversation with me. Now, Micah, there's going to be lots of people out there that want to hear more about these living benefits and this new way of doing life insurance. So if they would like to reach out to you and ask a few questions, how can they get in touch with you? Where can they go to learn more about this and more about you?
You can email me at Micah Watkins 5RF. That's MICAHWATKINS, the number 5RF@gmail.com. Or you can call me and just schedule a time to have a conversation at 303-588-2263.
Awesome. Micah, thank you again so much for joining me on our Share the Love segment here. And everyone, we're here to share this love with you because we do. We care, we love, and we want our communities to be stronger, safer, and we want to be a part of that foundation in building your family's legacy, your family's personal wealth. And we're here to do that through real estate. Micah's here to do that by helping make sure that you have the foundation in life insurance and those living benefits. And so if either one of us can be of any assistance to you, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. Of course, if you weren't scribbling down Micah's information quickly enough, give me a holler. I know exactly where to find Micah, and I can get you guys in touch as well. So of course, you can always visit us at our website, which is www.living48realestate.com. Or you can reach out to me directly on my cell phone, so a call or a text, whatever works best for you, at 480-415-1341. Thanks again for watching our little video blog here. I appreciate you watching all the way to the end. Hope you found some value here, and we will catch you on the next one. Thanks, Micah.
Thanks for having me.